Now that the competition has ended and students are getting settled into their old routines, the Guyana Learning Channel is sitting down with a few of the finalists in their first ever exclusive interview to find out what their journey has been like, from the anxiousness of auditions all the way to the exhilarating feelings of the nationals. Let's hear what they have to say. So, we're here with a very special participant. She is the winner of the Guyana Learning Channel's Spell It competition. With us here, we have Nitya Narine. Nitya, first of all, congratulations on being the first ever Spell It champion. How do you feel about that?
I feel very happy and I'm very proud of myself. I feel accomplished.
You feel accomplished. That is good to know. Now, before we talk about the final round of the competition, or rather your winning round of the competition, let's talk a little bit about your Spell It journey. Tell me, why did you choose to participate in Spell It?
I chose to participate in Spell It because I love reading and I love spelling. I'm very good at my phonetics, so that's why.
You wanted to put your abilities to the test.
Yes.
I see. So tell me, you said you love reading. Who is your favorite author?
My favorite author is R.L. Stein.
Okay, so what's your favorite book by that author?
Goosebumps.
Goosebumps. That's a fan favorite for many persons around the world, not just here in Guyana. So tell me, what are some things that you would have done to prepare for this competition?
In preparation for this competition, before the auditions, I typed out the words from the website and I printed them out. I went through the words, and in my free time at school, I would normally read through the words, and some teachers, namely Miss Ashmini, Miss Lalita, and Sir Bim, would call out the words randomly and ask me to spell them. Thank you very much.
So who would you say has been your biggest supporter throughout this entire competition?
My biggest supporter would be my parents. They would have tested me at home, and whenever I need the materials, for example, to get the paper printed out, they would get it printed out for me, and if I need a new copy, they would do that. And well, I have this online dictionary. They would usually type in the words, give me alternative pronunciations and the correct pronunciations, and I would spell according to those. So whoever pronounces the word, I know how to spell it. I know I can recognize the word.
Despite whatever variation or whatever pronunciation they may give?
Yes.
All right, so you knew these words off the top of your head?
Yes, miss.
So I know that we gave you guys close to 1,000 words to learn over the course of a couple of months. Tell me, was there any word in particular that you were looking forward to, that you were anticipating?
I was looking forward to receiving the word triskaidekaphobia.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you can spell it off the top of your head?
Yes, miss.
So let's hear it.
Triskaidekaphobia. Triskaidekaphobia.
That is correct. So what is it about that word that you like so much?
Well, I'm very interested in learning new phobias, and it's a very tricky word for most people, so learning to spell it, I really like the fact.
So tell me, what is that word? What does that word mean?
The meaning of that word is the fear of the number 13.
The fear of the number 13. So there are people out there that actually are afraid of the number 13.
Well, apparently.
And that seems odd to you?
Yes.
All right, so tell me, how did you feel going into the final round of the competition? You passed your auditions, you were successful at your regional competition, and now here you are at the nationals of the Spell It competition, and you're at the final round of the competition. How did you feel going into that last round?
It was very challenging, and having to spell that so quickly, the words had to come to mind very quickly. So I had to memorize all of those words, and it was put to a real test.
So how did you feel seeing the other contestants go up and having to spell their words so rapidly? How did that make you feel?
Well, that made me feel a bit more nervous. Now it was becoming more and more of a competition to me.
So now you felt that, this is it. This is a real competition now.
Yes.
So at any point throughout the spell-offs, were you intimidated? Or did you doubt your spelling abilities at any given point?
No, I did not.
You were very confident in these abilities.
I memorized. I have very good memory. I have memorized a chapter of the Bhagavad Gita and some Sanskrit verses.
Oh, that is incredible. So you have a really good memory. And that worked well
it did.
for the competition. So were you familiar with all of the words that were given to you? Or was there a word that caught you off guard or caught you by surprise?
Well, some of the words were very new to me when I first learned them. But then I read through some of the definitions and then I got familiarized with them.
All right, so let's talk about the winning aspect of this competition. So you're standing there on stage with the other finalists, the other spell-off finalists, and you're awaiting the judge's decision. What are some of the thoughts that were running through your head?
Some of the thoughts were like, I really hope I'm one of the finalists. But whatever I would get, I would be very proud of myself because I learned some new words along the way.
So let's say things had ended differently and you weren't named the champion or you didn't gain enough points to become the champion. Was that going through your mind as well? Were you thinking, what am I going to do now, or anything of that sort?
No, I do not have any regrets.
So when you heard your name, when they said, and the champion is, and you heard your name being called, how did that make you feel?
Like I was so happy to be the champion of the first spelling bee.
So who was the first person you looked for in the crowd when they announced that you were the winner?
My eyes searched for my parents.
Your eyes searched for your parents. And when they found your parents, what was their expression like?
They were so happy. You could see the smiles. They are very proud of me.
And you felt as though, all the months and all the hours I dedicated to spelling and learning these words, it finally paid off.
Yes, it did very much.
All right. So we know that a lot of persons are going to be tuning into the Learning Channel to witness this competition, and they're going to become familiar with your name. They're going to know who Nitya is, and you're going to be an inspiration to many younger children out there, to many children who would want to be a part of a competition like this. So what bit of advice do you have for those children that are going to be looking at you and they're going to be saying to themselves, you know what? I want to be like her. What bit of advice do you have for them?
Okay, I would advise them to develop a love for reading and to become familiar with their phonics. And also, I would like to advise them to stay focused on what's within your control. And that is your preparation. You have to prepare well and stay focused.
All right. So thank you, Nitya. And that brings us to the end of our little conversation with the winner of the Guyana Learning Channel's Spell It competition.